Hi lovelies, welcome to my life and tarot. I thought about making a video of telling you or letting you know, showing you how I shadow work. But before that, I thought I will show you or would show you some of the decks that I consider are suitable for shadow work or working with yourself in a deeper level that helps you shed some light to issues you might have, or when you tap into something that you don't really like, then if you can't figure it out just by yourself, cards are really good helpers to aid you to understand some of your own issues you have with situations, people, yourself, etc. So I don't have many decks that I consider would be great for shadow working, but I'm going to show the ones I have and the one I am using for myself. So it is now one of the most popular shadow work decks I've seen mentioned around, and this is the Deviant Tarot. And I can totally see the potential in shadow working with this one, because this is a darker side of the Rider-Waite system, at least for me. And to be honest, this deck, again, at least for me, is so brutally honest and just lays it all so beautifully out for you. So maybe it's not working for everyone like this, but this is the one deck I see as can be used as a shadow working deck. So next I can suggest is the Tarot of the She. This has so beautiful messages, and I am not using this for shadow work per se, but for own spiritual growth and messages from my higher self, let's say. With this deck, just go into the images and see what they are trying to tell you. There's so much going on this deck, and I feel as if this deck would really work well as a shadow work deck. Now, next deck I'm suggesting is the Zombie Tarot. I was not liking this deck at all for a long time, but now I can tell you I'm using this is my bedside deck. I'm not pulling any cards every day, but if I have a question of any sort, then I use this deck, and my husband uses this deck and likes it, understands it without booklet, and it's simple but yet in a funny, quirky way, like shadow worky, I want to say, but reads in a everyday things very well as well. So next is, I thought that would also work as a shadow work deck is the Guardian's Tarot or Guardian Tarot. Let's see. Guardian Tarot. So this one. Next is on the little bit lighter side. As you saw, many of the cards are maybe scary, maybe spooky, the Tarot of the She being the less of them all. Now this is the maybe easiest of them all, but also I want to say it would work as a shadow work deck, the Sweet Twilight. In a playful way, if you are not wanting to dig in too deep, or you are just starting, then maybe you are not wanting to scare the bejesus out of yourself with the scary images on the cards. But actually, everyone has different tastes and different views about what might work for them, so go what calls you for this. So that Sweet Twilight would be working really well as a shadow work deck. And now the most darkest deck I have seen around. Well, there are some, but those don't speak to me at all. And the deck I am using for my shadows is the Dark Grimoire. This deck is dark only, there's no beautiful, happy cards. This is like only dark side, and this is deeply dark. And as I've worked on my surface shadows and middle level shadows, my shadows are in the darkest areas, lurking in there and only coming out twice a year, let's say, or really rarely. And then I grab my deck and try to work myself through why I'm feeling like this, why I'm getting this angry or mad about some things, why is this bugging me, and all that stuff. This is shadow working. This is working with your self, with the things that bother you, to find out why they are bothering you. And when you have found out and understood, then it's not a shadow anymore. You have shed light to it. It becomes known object. But shadow working is like you are the archaeologist who ever so gently tries to brush out the artifact, or you can't see what it is before you have revealed it in its full ugliness, I want to say, because most of our shadows are ugly. At least I see them like that. And this deck for me is ugly enough to provoke my shadows. So anything I showed you here before is not suitable for my shadows anymore. And to think of it, imagine this. I did my shadow work without cards, and this was grindy this was hard to try to tap in and figure out, and when I had the Rider-Waite deck for a long time, but this was scratching the surface only. I had to do the elbow grease and the work by myself, and this deck didn't help me whole lot. But when I started to collect or get more decks and look around for more decks, my blockage or the obstacle was that there aren't many shops around here that sell decks, and I did not even know how many options there are out there because I didn't look outside. I was inside my own little world here, thinking that there's Rider-Waite, there's some of the decks I've seen sold around here and I didn't like them, so probably there's not much more awesome out there. But little did I know, the whole wide world of options out there blew my mind at first, and as soon as I saw this deck, I was sold. I was like, yes, this is the one, this is the deck. Seeing the cards online already made the shadow kingdom in me tremble, and I knew it will help me a lot. And so it has been, compared to my road on the shadow work, how slowly I treaded on that before. Now it's easy, it is like in your face, so your tears are like coming out of the understanding of seeing what it is, and the joy of being able to see it with such ease. This is so huge difference for me to try to do it without. And with the cards, you can use oracle cards. I am not oracle card person, so I can't actually suggest many oracle cards, but yeah, this is the darkest of the dark deck. There's nothing pretty going on those cards, and this is what I needed in order, because the shadows I have left or had left were not pretty anymore. I had to shook them out, and that's why those not so pleasant looking decks are used for shadow work, because you have to shook them out, you have to fear them out from their hiding spots, and this deck has taught me so much about myself and helped me understand my issues and where they are coming from, when they were created, and from what they were born and stuck into my system, and this is all why we hate something, why we can't stand something or someone. What they are actually making us feel is our shadows. Why we despise this? What's in us that makes us feel this way? So this constant rolling, holding the ball in the game. Shadow work is like never ending. There are shadows that are hiding in so deep, and you never know when they are coming out. The most important thing is grab them by the tail before they can harm you and those around you, because if they come out, this is like holding the beach ball, you know, the light air balloon type of balls underwater. They stay underwater only until you let go, or something makes you let go, or you get tired of holding it down there, and as soon as you remove your hand, what happens? It jumps out into your face with such force you can't catch it. This is how the shadows are popping out. They can come out, be triggered to come out in really weird places and in really weird, let's say, situations. So be aware of them being shadows and grab them by the tail and start working with it. Do not let them out to the world, because this will jump into your face. You are hurting other people, you are hurting yourself, and you don't understand where did it come from. Never ever say that this is who I am, this is how I act, and I am entitled to act this way. Then you are stuck with your shadows, you are stuck with your improvement towards being or living a much simpler life, because shadows are the main reason we have drama, we have the things that burst out and make us do and say bad things out of emotional whatever, slash out and do the irrational things we later probably regret. So tap into this. Realize that they are there and they can be triggered whenever you can't even expect. But grab them by the tail and grind yourself through. Where did it come from? Why am I still holding this? How can I let go of this? How can I dissolve this? How can I bring this into the light so it's not hidden anymore? And I know it's there. I know this is somewhat stays as a part of me, but it doesn't rule me anymore. It doesn't make me say or do things that are hurting me and others around me. So, shadow work, highly recommended, especially this time of the year when the sun, at least in the northern hemisphere, when the sun is occurring less and less and the cold and the dark is coming. In the darkness we feel more depressed or more not so happy when in the sunshine, so the shadows are trying to crawl out and we are feeling these weird depressions and all things. So just rip them out into the light, observe them and understand them. This is the way you can live with them and be of control. I hope everything made sense, but yeah, this is my best shadow work deck, and lately I've been using that for people who come to me and ask, why am I feeling like this? Why am I doing these things? I understand I don't want to do, but when I'm in the situation, I just burst it out. I do this, I do that. This deck I've been using for the clients, and let's say it takes lots of tissue paper, the understanding where actually these things are coming from and how we can work with them and how easy it actually is once they are out in the light. So never accept those things that make you do those things as part of you, or don't declare them to be you or who you are, because this is not a quality life you and or your close people will then live if you are unpredictably just shooting out your issues upon anyone. So deal with your issues yourself. Some issues are needing medical help as well, and these are not like shadows, or these are already like pathologically sitting deep inside of you, so you can't just deal with them. I am not psychologist, I am not medically knowledgeable to tell you that, and I'm not trying to say that all your depression is because of the shadow work and don't take your medication anymore, but cards will help you all out of this. No, I'm telling that give it a try. Even if you are on medication, just give it a try if it works for you, and if it works for you, then everybody wins, you especially. Alrighty, I'm not going to blabber anymore. I hope this was helpful, and also I would love to see or let you know what decks are you thinking are more suitable for shadow work if you are practicing a shadow work, and what decks you think are the best, etc. So this. Thank you for watching, and bye. Ah, I lost my stop button.